Alright. Let's see if we can't finish this up tonight. I don't know how deep in we are. We did about 2.5 hours earlier today. Not in love with it so far, I would say. I didn't like the first one a whole lot. I think it has some nice visual elements. I don't like it in like a cynical way or anything. It's clearly got some heart and all that stuff, but gameplay in the first one was extremely dull and unimaginative, and really just didn't insert a whole lot of interesting story stuff or world questions or atmosphere in there. And even the nice art kind of runs its course a bit. I was really hoping this one was kind of a little bit more interesting mechanics or more imaginative sequences or just a tighter pacing and less predictable kind of story and all that, but I don't know. It's been kind of the same as the first one on that front. We'll see. Hopefully, something a little more evocative or engaging or something as we go. Not a problem with like the general idea or anything of it. Like I like cinematic platformers and simple enough games where I'm walking around, but the way the game's paced, it's like focused on the gameplay, but the gameplay is very dry. I mean, obviously, since it's a cinematic platform, it doesn't feel very tight or anything. That's not as much of an issue. Anything else works there? Because I mean, you get stuff like people are always going to reference these, but like Limbo and Inside, they're really good on those fronts. It's whatever. But having pretty like, you know, cinematic platformer types of controls and shit. It's definitely a game, and I mean this happens with like the journey type of games sometimes. And so a lot of walking simulators are a little better about it because they're so hard focused on story when it comes to pacing, but games that try to like insert gameplay into the mix without having really like much of a plan or anything, or not wanting to like push the boundaries because it's not that kind of game, and you end up just having issues with, in my opinion, with being too dry. Like playing on Lana 1 was like, you know, most of it was like gameplay stuff, and as a puzzle platform it just wasn't very interesting. So it's like, you know, what story stuff and art stuff does it bring to the table, and it just wasn't enough. Pretty damn simple. There's definitely some execution stuff. We'll fail a lot. Sometimes through trial and error, sometimes just from being goofy, sometimes through objectives being kind of like unintuitive or wonky. Definitely not like not a game you gotta like think very hard to figure anything out in, but no croak from shit for sure. Maybe that, like those deaths and stuff are supposed to. I don't know if that was like a. If they're on the right track kind of thing. I mean, like a lot of like movements sometimes to get to places, a lot of steps. I'll put him. I don't know what we're looking for here. Need to play some of the more like Giga Classic. Like cinematic platforms like the original Prince of Persia and some of those. Right? They're very like animation locked, like more methodical types. The indie cinematic platform I would say is a bit more about being like a little more frictionless, like not too much complexity on like the platforming or puzzle side of things to like lend itself better to like a story atmosphere kind of nature. Old cinematic platformers, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if those feel a bit more like they're, you know, just trying different shit platformers. Like I don't think the old Prince of Persia is trying to tell like a crazy story or anything. I think it's just kind of, they probably just thought that would look nice on a platform more than kind of gameplay synergy. But it would still be kind of cute to see like those similarities there. Okay, it just bursts. I thought we were behind the box, too. Weird little shit. Told you to stay. Did I not? Hit the wrong button. Okay, it's just one tap or hold. That's hello? Dude, I jump and it just doesn't grab on at all and then it's too late. You're supposed to lock it in there doing that. Fucking Christ. It's like a little death. It's just like fucking annoying, right? Like, you know what you're doing. This is... I did not like the first one that much. It had potential because of its good art direction. Well, the art direction would get kind of old over time, but a few really strong moments of visuals and all that kind of stuff. I just was kind of curious because I use Planet Lana a lot as a reference to like things I don't like about Limbo Lakes. I like them overall, and I think there's some amazing ones. There's also a lot that are just like, we'll just kind of insert gameplay in like unengaging ways, paced poorly. And I think Planet Lana was one of like the best examples for that. So I was really hoping with this one it would kind of have like a tighter pace or more imaginative mechanics, feel or something. But it's the same thing pretty much. It's like there was that old criticism back in the day of like walking sims, like there's no gameplay. It's like who cares, man? Like I think if like you don't ever feel like it has to be forced to have a bunch of gameplay, and I'm not saying this would be better with less, just gameplay in general. But it's like there's not really a whole lot of things that like go on with the story, or like you're not questioning the world really much at all, or like soaking in like an atmosphere that hard, in my opinion. It's really is just about doing the moments, the story, like the gameplay, and I just don't. I just don't think it breaks from the mold often enough. I was really hoping this one would like kind of have a bit more interesting shit happening more often, since it's probably using a lot of the similar blueprints and assets to have maybe something more to say in the story, or more emotions or something, anything, right? You know, something a little more engaging or evocative. But it doesn't. So far, it's same problems, man. Like maybe it's better in a way, but I mean the novelty of being in the world's not even really there anymore. Sure, yeah, they're not for everyone. Cinematic platformer limbo-like thing. I would still really recommend Limbo and Inside and see what people think on that kind of thing. There's a lot of other solid ones too, and stuff similar to it, you know. There's your journeys and little nightmares type of crap. And it's kind of in a similar vein of like small, tight, and a visual story focused stuff. Keeps in its lane. Where Limbo's got a little bit more gameplay, a bit more puzzle game at times than it is anything. Or something like Inside is a lot more of like the puzzles just kind of mesh with the story really well. You should play Inside. That's one of the best of these types. It's made by the same people. Yeah, Inside's really good. And so it's kind of not fair to sometimes compare this to like Inside, right? But I mean, it's a good example of like where, you know, one that does very similar things mechanically, visually, you know. We need electricity. Like where this one kind of maybe goes wrong compared to Inside. But no. It's not that I'm looking for like that level. Just like in essence. Like Inside's very well paced, right? Like Inside I'd already be done with Inside at this point, right? Like that game's like 3 hours long. This one's like I'm already almost up to 3 hours. And I think mechanically it tried to be more interesting more often. Yeah, there's no filler. It is something interesting. You're interested in the world, the hook, where it goes, the atmosphere. The gameplay mixes up pretty often and explores shit enough. Like this has a lot of rooms and a lot of gameplay. Like I don't find a lot of it very gripping. The first one, like there's moments, but it's pretty. If you're used to these kinds of games, you play them a lot. It is very par for the course on this type of thing, which was fine. It just doesn't. It doesn't bring it for me home anywhere else. Inside's well, okay. I don't want to spoil that, right? I was gonna say like a giga spoiler at the end just to jog your memory. It would have been a long time ago. But yeah, very well could have. How I activate that thing. I guess I get out of this deal. Wait a second. This is just inside. What the? Yeah. True. Inside like. I can't even remember how many of these I've played. There's a lot of types. I mean, there's also stuff in the same vein. Some RPG. Kind of, sorta, a little less, but we're all inside. What are we inside of? Just gonna die here. A little tighter than I expected. Oh, got it. You're telling me these people from space are evil and they are the ancestors we were looking for? That's so crazy. There'd be a plot point that they haven't already told us or expect in the first 2 seconds. Find out another hour when the next one hits. Going down, bro. Mind you, there's some absolute godly, simple gameplay story stuff out there. Where I'm coming from is no way me hating slow things or story things. It's just execution and familiarity and all that kind of crap. Like a Citizen Sleeper fan, right? Like Dordogne fan. Dordog? It's not Dordogne, it's Dordoge, dog, Dordo. I learned the hard way. Being told that was not the way to say it. Let me get in this thing, brother. Contextual buttons. We love them. Not that I need to defend myself, but just get the idea. I quite like lower paced, atmospheric, story stuff. You open the box. We came. Then pick the box up with our box picker upper. You guys think the new Clive Barker Hellraiser game is gonna be good? I haven't played any Clive Barker games or seen Hellraiser, but kind of makes me want to go watch those since we were going to anyways. Then play like Jericho or some shit. Kind of a weird comeback of all sorts of shit. Time to die. We're gonna learn some history. This is all very sunken. Not recently. Thought that was in the foreground, bros. It kind of looks like it is. I mean, I should have figured when the power went weird here. Going left. Robots and peoples working together. Oh. Crazy. That's fucking crazy. The evil, the AI, the moon, the hive mind, the boss, Bigly boss. I don't know if the first game had a slide.
Toma aqui. Toma aqui, mãe.
Is it in my way at all?
Toma aqui.
Okay. Let me click that. Go get back in the pod, I guess.
Toma aqui.
Bro. Handle it. Handle it. Really? He has to be here with me. Ordered sweet tea last night, and I got fucking normal. What the hell happened? The fuck happened, dude? Gotta be healthy. That ain't me, dog. Is this thing gonna break? This is for people get sent off into space. Spies. The only place left where capitalism hasn't corrupted it. What they told us at the beginning already. I guess you get to see more of it. It's cute art. I gotta get out of this thing. To hit a switch to get back up in it. Very cool. Be quick. My God. You didn't even make it to the Titanic yet. Oh, okay. Gonna fake kill the little guy again. Kill the little guy. Would it be this kind of game without more cute animal death heartstring tugging? Pretty much not allowed to make one of these without it. Include a little animal. Saved by the fisherman. Our grandpa again. Hundreds of years earlier. Earth. The 13 colonies. What's up, Ace?
Capitari. Numeno. Capitari.
Was it Whitney Houston with the Pearl album? I was like, got the Madonna one wrong. Was it Whitney Houston? Mega Man Legends, please. Kakarot. Babby. What? Shut up, baby. Damn food? What's going on here? Oh wait, let me get on it this time. Then press Y. The I don't know what it is, bro. Fucking theme. Oh. Hey, you like colors and sounds? Give this baby an iPhone, brother. No, fuck. Oh, you have to like wait. thought that was a bowl for food, bro. It's a bowl for this motherfucker to sit and make noise. Colony ship. Some horror games on a colony ship, or there's some surreal colony ship stuff. Like a secret thriller conspiracy colony ship. There's some colony ship games that aren't management sims. There's that management sim. Talk about closed rooms or closed. You're stuck in on an island type of mysteries, right? Yeah, colony ships right there. Same shit. Why more people? Theme. The track, piano.
Filami. De nua oni irami lo capitame. Panaellum. Te oni itafam erma. Dorom oni. Utapi sebani.
What are we surprised about? You guys are actually on a colony ship. This isn't a killing game. And this is what a city is.
Ananuo. Ritea onicora. Mafaldi amor. Lonie trigatitan. Lantroite fativi.
But bot racism.
Lo fata.
Forget about that.
Corali.
You have a robot stuff?
E ancora no fatali.
The hell are you? Rat robot. Bots are taking their jobs. Clankers. Son of a bitch. The enemy. The enemy from within, bro. Is this gonna be the captain guy? Somehow still alive? there's no way to be that stupid, right? He's just still here, man. He's been off. He's like Obi-Wan over here. Earth. Planet of us. Bro, it's a hologram, big dog. Okay, faking it. Am I supposed to remember this? Oh, I have to hold it longer. No, it shows it there. What the? Oh, that's just the fucking order. I thought we were following along. Just the one we learned from the past, right? I thought they were showing me something new. I guess I wouldn't expect you to memorize it. Should've just went with what I was doing at the start. I just do the same fucking song for games. Coming, bro. Big dog. My dude's key. Or they just go through the thing, man. So we have to set it up for him. He can see through that, but I guess you can't walk through it. Of course. Gotta do weird. We gotta go through the long way. Yeah, this will be worth it. Okay, we're not getting together at all. That's the thing. Powerful knees. Maybe even the most powerful knee. What is this thing's special ability? Cool. Yeah, I was hoping they do more with this. This is like one of the big new things. hacking stuff and using it to unique ways. I'm pretty light so far. Surprising. You really not reach this thing. Oh. Christ. Hello? Waiting for the context buttons. 2 hours later. Is it open now? We have to get her up there first. Well, if he can get all the way over there, he'll be fine. Gotta get her up here. I'm blowing her up. Just do this. Don't take a bit. Always takes a little bit.
Muy!
Big hugs.
Die! Ima muy! Oh, muy! Meno! Alay!
Send a text there. Might be going and grabbing some food here. We might finish this tomorrow once we get past this little section. Well, at least we're getting some set pieces and shit, man. A little running. Just no mistakes. Not even a mistake. Just like a weird context jump. You're right on the edge, man. Because everything, obviously, with this kind of game feels a little sluggish. Damn, I was almost too fucking early. Why do these people want her so bad, man? What is she even doing? I guess now she stole the Miyu guy. I like how the old guy's here in every fucking end of every chapter. Dude. Save the day. It's the driver.
Ti avevano raccontato? No, mana. Ona ero ni te mapa di sorti. I te veno.
Lana. Mahilo talavi. Ora.
Era. Mueti.
Lana.
Zero. I don't want a cinematic platformer Mega Man game, but I will take another Zero game. Just in general with some production value.
Ero Maraquen.
Oh,
Zero just shows up right now and starts like cutting everyone in half.
God.
That'd be ridiculous.
Man.
You made your grandpa worry with your antics. No, she did nothing wrong. The sacred deer. The first game we gotta kill a lot of creatures to save people. I haven't found any secrets. I'm not really looking to want to find any secrets either. Yeah, I like the air section. It looked cool. This looks really great. They have really good looking green foliage zones in these games. It's a shame that then you gotta do the rest of it. And then even then the art sometimes gets old because you're doing like an hour straight of like very dry platform puzzling. Like you cut out like half of that and just kind of keep the pace moving. That would be better, but like this looks great. Natalie, that's kind of like the whole thing. It's like you check it out in a trailer and you're like, ooh, some of that looks really nice, and then like you kind of seen the best already in both of these. I was really hoping this one to kick it up a notch. I didn't mind that last section. The water part lasted a bit. It wasn't the most tedious thing. I think taking a break before doing it was good. The little runaway was fine. I don't know. There's not much going on story-wise. It really is just kind of like how the gameplay parts are. How the atmosphere is, which I don't know, man. I could do without being inside another like cave or metal structure. I mean, these parts stand out a little better, I guess, with the contrast, but so I know I said I was gonna finish this today, but things have changed. Getting food set up for tomorrow. We're gonna finish this early tomorrow before RE9, and then it's RE9 all weekend. Please look forward to it. I don't think there's a lot of this left. I don't think it's a very long game. I'm looking forward to seeing more. I really hope it kind of has some... I don't think there's going to be like an X factor that's going to show up. A promise breaker. Well, tell it to my brother, right? Supposed to be getting out in a bit. I thought we were not eating. I asked him beforehand. Now we're eating. Broken promise here. We did get 4 streams today of varying size. But yeah, so I mean on this one It's just really dry. I don't think it's doing enough story. I don't think it's trying to say a whole lot. A lot of it's pretty typical. I mean, you know, who the robots are, where they came from, that kind of stuff. And none of that's a problem necessarily. It's just kind of how it does it. But how it does it is you do an hour of like pretty weak gameplay to get doled out stuff you already know, and the atmosphere is not really tight enough to kind of keep you intertwined in like or engaged in what's going on, just minute room to room. Oathbreaker! Log this man. Off with his head. Yeah, I don't. It was a problem I had with um, telling a pretty tried and true story with all the same kind of structure. You know, the little guy's gonna get hurt, and then he's gonna not be hurt, and we're gonna hug, and it's gonna be great. And it's like, you know, it's got its little charm and soul there, and it's okay to do the same things, but you know, I mean, it's like a 5-hour game. It's not a 30-minute movie. Yeah. What's going on, right? Like, I mean, it's got to be something a little. You know, it's a very low, like, friction kind of genre already, right? It doesn't feel very, these don't feel very good usually. That's not the goal. It's more about to be kind of immersive, cinematic platforming, right? Like, it's, you know, if it's not going to feel good, not going to be like, maybe like a tight pace or story, just like focus on puzzles, but the puzzles are not going to be too crazy because we don't want to like get too imaginative and wild, you know, trying to create like new mechanics. And, you know, it's gotta fit the world. It's like, well, then it's like, what? Where are we going? Like, what are we doing? You know, and it can still be fine. It looks good, and I think sometimes some of the, I like the music. Sometimes it feels a little over, like it's trying to sell you something it doesn't quite earn with some of the emotional motifs. But it's stuff from the first game. I get it. I have like a reason. I think yeah. I think if you haven't done a lot of cinematic platformers, you know, it's a cute little lighter intro. Yeah, I mean these kinds of stories too, right? You know, I think you're right there. I think it'd be a cute thing to throw at like a younger audience who's got a little less, um, because that's a lot of the problem with it. I mean, I don't think it's terribly great on pace or super like interesting gameplay wise, anyways. But a lot of it is, well, that's any game really. It's exposure to like other stuff, right? I mean, you know, the best movie you've ever seen is the only movie you've ever seen if you've not seen any other movies. But like, yeah, I agree. I think this in particular, like in relation to like these kinds of games and what they do, and the range these usually have on gameplay, and where the best games have found their footing, which is usually more focused on light gameplay with tight pacing and interesting worlds and stories and stuff. Um, this kind of, you're really familiar with those. This kind of, I don't say flies in the face of it, but doesn't quite do that. So it's like if you haven't, you're not used to that kind of thing. Maybe it's all right. I think a young player would probably just get bored. Go watch a YouTube video instead of play this for 5 or 6 hours. But I do agree. I get what you're saying. I don't know if the story's gripping enough that it would take like an hour to go through like back to back to back puzzle rooms in a concrete maze, but I do think having less knowledge of those of other ones in this kind of subgenre is definitely helpful. They load up the TikTok, yeah. They get the guide out. Like, wait, I'm supposed to push the block to climb up on top of it to get out of the room? Thank God my YouTuber could help me with that. I would load up my KDkill playthrough. Pauses and bitches fucking every 10 minutes. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like cynically dislike this one. It's got its heart. There's like they're trying to have fun with it. There's some good craft here and the visuals stuff. It's like the first one. It's a problem with the when the limbo like genre cinematic platformer kind of, in my opinion, is going for the wrong thing. Like I said, there's that old criticism of like walking sims and stuff. Like, oh, there's no gameplay. I don't take that to heart. I don't think that's a good criticism. I think you gotta know what you're dealing with and know what you want to do. I mean, some of the best walking sim best experiences have like no gameplay. Some walking sims have really good gameplay. And it just depends on what it is. I don't think the way they divvy out the story and the pace and the atmosphere just and how the quality of the puzzles and the platforming is just not. I don't know. I mean, everybody's gonna feel a little different on that. I think there's enough cool stuff here, right? But it just there's no X factor. Yeah. There's individual moments like this part. Looks great. I liked the jumping part on the ships. They looked really nice. Good, other good scenes. Like I said, it's a good like slideshow trailer. A little less interesting. Like I don't really feel a whole lot about like the world or anything either. Like yeah, it's here. It's an alienish world, but I don't know. Maybe part of it is that we're always in like ruins and stuff. It's slideshow kind of nature. Maybe it's how we kind of leave and come back to the actual nature parts too often. I don't know. We'll see tomorrow. I'll talk about it. Kind of rambling. My brother's on his way here, so sorry that we didn't finish it right this time. Not that anybody's like really dying to probably see the end, but we'll do it tomorrow before RE9. That'll be a hell of a fucking contrast. Cinematic platformer, Planet of Lana, and the fucking Resident Evil 9. It's gonna be hype though. But appreciate you guys. Yeah, I mean, if you like Planet of Lana 1, you should play this one. It's the same stuff, and if you like that, you'll like more of it. That's another problem, is it doesn't have the novelty of it being the first time you've seen a lot of this stuff, so. But it's still cool. And if you're just like a cinematic platformer, just head, like you just like the pace, the kind of jump in the speed of it, just no matter what. Here's another one, dude. But we'll see by the end. I think if it's you kind of prefer to skim the cream off the top.